All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Real quick, man. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. Um, Real quick, man. Just want to say thanks to everybody that reached out to me. I appreciate you guys. It's life, man. We go through it. Doing better today than I was yesterday, and hopefully, I'm doing better tomorrow than I am today. Right? That's life, right? But the Toronto Raptors versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, let me say this: when you are a team like Toronto and you're hovering around a playoff team, right? It's certain games that can really change the course of the season. I honestly think that this is one of those games. Now I'm not saying they're gonna go off on some crazy win streak or nothing like that. But when you beat a team like the Bucks, who is considered one of the top teams of the East, especially with Giannis and company, well deserved. But when you start to see when you start to get a rhythm and you start to get wins, like you start to find a way to win these games, and then push through when other teams are starting to catch up. It's different, right? It's different. But let's talk about it, man. All right, let's talk about these Bucks. All right, DiVincenzo had 12, Forbes 11, Middleton 11, Giannis with 34. Giannis. Let's be honest. Giannis is always going to have a little. In my opinion, I could be so wrong about, but Giannis going to always feel a little bit towards the Raptors. Um, you know, because they because they the one who really hunkered down with that whole build a wall for Giannis, and so I'm quite sure you probably take that a little personal. Um, about the fact that they the one who kind of built that wall and kind of put that notion out there that if you keep Giannis from the basket, you'll win that game, and then ultimately won that series. But let me say this. Now I'm not saying in some negative way like he hates them or nothing, but I'm quite sure it's in the back of his mind. And for that reason, one of the reasons why I thought he would possibly end up with Toronto, because he's seen the coaching and the schematics, of how they understand how to adjust to stopping players. Um, but that was neither here nor there. Tonight he gave you 37. He gave you 10 rebounds. He gave you 8 assists, 5 steals, 2 blocks. I don't know what else you could have asked for him. What else you could have asked for from him. But I will say that, but that there just goes to show you, um, and I'm not trying to take nothing away from. I'm not trying to take nothing away from. Hold on, guys. Hey, hold on one second, okay? All right. I'm not trying to. Sorry about that, y'all. That's wifey. Um, I'm not trying to take nothing away from Giannis at all, but you can't win a. You're gonna take a team, and Toronto won a game tonight by playing team basketball. Um, when you look at the fact that Toronto, and even though Kyle Lowry did have the ankle injury, and I hope all is well. He's a little as we say in the South, a little long tooth. He's starting to get a little older, so injuries have a little bit more significance now, as opposed to what they had in the beginning of his career. But he still gave you 18 points in only 22 minutes, so he was balling. He was doing his thing. He gave you 18. Siakam gave you 23. Like I said, Siakam is on that board of superstardom. It's just what it is. And tonight was one of those games where he needed to be, and he didn't shoot. He didn't have his best shooting night. He was aggressive, and you want that's what you want. He was 8 of 23, 2 of 8 from the 3-point line, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He gave you 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. So he found other ways to, in addition to his 23 points, he found other ways to um, be a credit to the team, and he played an all around good game. Even though his numbers, if you just look at his shooting numbers, that wasn't the best. But overall, he was heck. He played a heck of a role and contributing to the game. Now, what I will say is OG Anunoby was back tonight, and that's big for Toronto. Toronto, I got it, guys. Sorry, Toronto. I got to get used to that. All right, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. He filled the stat sheet up. He didn't have a 0 nowhere in the stat sheet, and that's kind of what you want from him. Powell tonight, 4 of 7. I like I said before, I want him shooting around 7. I'm sorry, I want him shooting around 10 to 15 shots a game. I don't need him to get his shots up a little bit. But he did give you 11 points, and then my guy Steady Freddy, man, he's one of those guys. It's like sometimes he could just go off, and then sometimes he just there. Sometimes, he just filling up the stat sheets in other ways. But again, this is Toronto Raptors basketball. They play a team style of basketball. When you look at the fact that he gave you 33 points, 12 of 22, 5 of 12 from the 3-point line. That was a 12 3-pointer. That's a lot. But hey, he took them. 4 of 6 from the free throw line. He gave you 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. All in all, man, that's exactly what you want. The 33 points is amazing, but it's the fact that when you look at how they play, you look up and down the stat sheet here. You don't see a column where you go, oh, he didn't do this. They ain't do that. Like each one of these players are playing, and they got something in each stat sheet. Some in each column of the stat sheet. That means everyone is committed to the game plan, committed to playing a complete game. When you play that way, when the Raptors especially, when they play that way, that's their style of basketball. When they play that way, they're a very hard team to beat. When you look at Boucher, now Boucher again, one of my favorites on the team. I love the way he plays. He's a worker. He's a guy that's gonna give you 14 points, but not only is he gonna give you 14 points, he's gonna give you rebounds. He had 6 of them, 5 blocks. This guy's a blocking machine, guys. This guy's a blocking machine. He gave you 5 blocks tonight. He's gonna always be around the ball. Always gonna be around the ball. You gotta love that he played well tonight. Shout out to him. Bimber gave you 6. Baines gave you 4. Davis gave you 2. But at the end of the day, guys, this is the kind of win. If you're a Toronto Raptor fan, this the win you want. You want to see a win against a team like Milwaukee because it says we can do this. We can do this. We're a playoff team destined to make the playoffs, and once we get in this, it's a new season. But if we continue to play basketball this way, we continue to score this way, we continue to we continue to find ways to impact the game, even if it's not scoring. And that's what you see happening when they do that. This team is pretty good, man. This team is pretty good. This tonight is Raptors basketball. It's Raptors basketball. You know what I'm saying? They're not a team that's going to have one guy that's going to go berserk. Yeah, Steady Freddy had 33, but it was the whole team filled up almost every column on the stat sheet. That's something to be proud about. So if you're a Raptor fan right now tonight, you should be proud, man. With that being said, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, I got to get to wife. I only got a little time to talk to her while she on her lunch break. So I love y'all and peace out. And I'll tell y'all, say, hey.